Good morning, my friends. I hope you're having a powerful day. And if you're not, I hope your day gets a little better in this industry. Sometimes the struggle bus happens before the success bus arrives. And I want to give you some tips that hopefully will take you far. And that is number one, mindset. Mindset's so important. And it's not just warm, happy thoughts for sure. But if you've got a negative mind, you're going to go nowhere good. It just won't work out when your mind is working on the negative. So instead of you being in a position where you're like, oh man, I have to call my leads, I have to do this, right? Like your mom telling you to go clean your bedroom. Look at it like the glass is half full. I want you to speak to yourself in a way that goes, I get to do this. I get to call the leads. I get to do what I passed my insurance license and wanted to do. Sometimes we forget we actually wanted to do this when we start doing the work. And that's why I say mindset is so important to you having a chance of making money in an industry that's very simple, but it's not always easy to see things in the light of a glass is truly half full. Sometimes we look at it like, oh man, I got to call my leads today. Oh man, I got to get told no bus again. We've got to really get that out of us so that we can bring the best of us across that phone. And hopefully, someone's going to buy from you today. We've got to be one that believes in the business, and belief is the backbone in a very, very simple business. We've got to have high belief if you want anyone to buy from you. It's the law of attraction. And if you want to attract good things, well, we actually have to have a positive and powerful attitude. We can't be negative because you don't want to hang around those kind of people anyway, right? Someone that's just complaining and caustic, not great. Someone that maybe has a smile on their face and is sincere and enjoys your company. Wouldn't you rather be on the phone with somebody like that? So when you're making phone appointments, be positive. When you're in the final expense telesales space, be positive. It's going to take you more powerfully far than maybe you may know. So mindset, crazy important. Now, number two, when you're getting after it in the industry is you've got to have an insane level of work ethic. We can't have our mindset take us to places that move the meter in a bad way. This is why you've got to be so focused on income producing activities. That's not me focusing on a CRM or maybe stacking my leads in the right order by date of birth or maybe the time they came in a timestamp and I'm going to organize everybody by their last name alphabetically. That's going to bite you in the britches. Just remember, it's all about income producing activities. That's making the calls, making the calls, making the calls, not making the business any more or less than what it truly is. It's a lot of prospecting. So we've got to really get into that action mode where we go, I'm going to take high action because I've got a good attitude. Now I'm going to go into high action, massive fight right now. And that's not being negative. We're going to fight to get in front of that consumer by pushing our fingers down on that phone, whether you're setting appointments or you're a final expense telesales agent that's just going to get on to that next lead and really get after it. But high activity is going to hone you. It's going to help you. You're going to be more polished because you've given more performances, more presentations, and then hopefully somebody's going to buy from you. But we've got to have that action, that activity to have even a chance of getting into a place where we have the activity, the applications that we want. So lots of action fixes a lot of problems. Action can fix more problems in this industry than you ever may know, whether you're face-to-face or in the telespace. So action, my friends, number two is very critical. Now, number three is really important. And that's when you've got a great attitude, when you've got a lot of action, we've got to sustain that with habits and discipline. That's number three. We've got to sustain it with habitual behavior and systems. And we got to follow the systems because it's so easy to get into a place that's very painful by going, you know what? I did two presentations and they didn't buy from me. Darn these leads. I need a magic lead. It's not me. I can't look in the mirror and go, it's this guy. No, I've got a blame game somebody else. Back to attitude. It's going sideways and your sales will follow that sideways method when you start blaming the lead or blaming the prospects for being a prospect. They're going to tell you, I changed my mind. I didn't fill this out. Mail it to me. I don't need it anymore. And I just filled out the Facebook lead asking about final expense insurance. And you go, I'm frustrated. Are you kidding me? You're going to be a casualty if you go sour here, my friends. Back to attitude. Be positive. Be positive. You're there to help resolve the need. A lead is not a sale. And this is what sends so many agents sideways. They see a lead, they think it's a sale, they take shortcuts on their systems, shortcuts in their presentations, and they get popped in the mouth and given a bloody lip in the industry, and they fail like 90% of the agent force that touches the insurance industry does because they looked at a lead like it was a sale. A lead is an opportunity to have a powerful conversation with that consumer, uncover the needs, deliver value, see if you're a solution or not, and then hopefully a sale will follow because they like you and trust you because you've uncovered their problem. You want to sell bigger policies? Spend more time with the consumer to uncover bigger problems, actually make them feel valued because they are what you should value as an insurance agent. It's not the sale, it's the problem that you can solve with your product or service. It's so critical that you look at a lead like an opportunity to have a great conversation. You're there to resolve a need if it exists. And you're there to have a great conversation with that client. So, leads are something where they're the lifeblood of the life insurance industry, but you've got to be laser focused on what the client wants you to do for them. They've got to be able to resonate with you. And that's not going to happen when you rush the script, when you rush your systems, and when you go straight for the sale, the sale, the sale, the sale. So many new agents do this. They grab a lead. They don't do what they should do. The client says, hey, how much this cost? They give them the price. They get popped in the lip. And the client hangs up the phone and goes, thanks for the price. Not interested. Have a great day. The moment that you give that price to a consumer over the phone, especially early on, they got what they needed. They don't need you anymore. Bye. You didn't deliver value. You didn't find out anything. You didn't find out the client. So what? And then you're going, man, this hurts. So you got to be in a place that you hear what the client truly wants from you, what they need you to do for them potentially, and that may uncover an opportunity for you to sell a policy to them. So to recap, my friends, have a great attitude, but have high action. And I mean high action, so that when you get in front of that lead, you can use the law of large numbers to be the best version of yourself that maybe this universe has ever seen, because you're going to have undying belief, undying action. But when you look at a lead, it's all about resolving the needs that may be on the other end of that phone call, and never call it quits, my friends. Those that are just resilient, those that know how to just keep after it, those that can really follow systems and not take shortcuts go so much farther than those that try to reinvent the wheel when something goes sideways, or they have negativity and want to ride the wambulance. All right. And that wambulance will not take you to wealth. It's going to take you to a place you don't like. Failure, and I hate the F word in the industry. Failure is horrible. But if you want to have the best chance of success and survival, lots of leads, lots of action, lots of systems. You don't change your fundamentals when you're in the middle of this fun industry, in the life insurance industry. It's a time-tested and most noble profession, and we do recruit agents nationally as well as agencies to align with us to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and a ton of annuities face-to-face as well as in the telespace. And I've done this over 2+ decades, 20+ years. Let me tell you, the business is pretty simple. It really is, but you've got to follow the systems if you want the best chance of finding anything good in this industry. And everybody that takes shortcuts, everybody that tries to do the Frankenstein scripts, they realize they bleed out so much money because they just didn't know what they should do. They're just saying whatever comes out of their mouth, and that never ends well. So if you need any free resources or even a good work family to call a home, jasonfinalexpense.com. Hope this video helps you see some things that hopefully will drive you forward to a more successful journey in this industry. It's a painful playground when you do some things wrong, but even when you do things right, understand you're going to have a little time where maybe your lip gets bloody and you go, you know what? I still got this. All right. So when it comes to that fight or flight mechanism, go full force into action, and it may help solve your problems today. But be positive, be powerful, my friends. And remember, you've got what it takes. We'll see you soon.